This week, our beautiful sun is activating gate 36 in the I Ching and Gene Keys. This frequency is activating a genetic codon within all of us that is stimulating our consciousness field theme for the next 6 days. The transformational path of this frequency moves from the shadow of turbulence to the highest frequency of compassion, and it's via humanity. If you're born March 12th, through March 17th or September 16th through September 21st. This energy, gate 36 and gate 6, its programming partner, its Earth, make up 70% of your consciousness field, your human archetype, your beingness energy, and you came to overcome this shadow in this lifetime. Planet Neptune has been activating this frequency within all of us collectively since September of 2021, activating this in our consciousness field. He is here, this is his last year at this frequency. He is here to help us dissolve the human experience, the ego. As the sun moves closer into a conjunction with Neptune this week, we have an opportunity to receive downloads, clarity, and wisdom of what we've been working through since 2021. The original I Ching named this hexagram, this frequency, the darkening of the light. I know to some this sounds terrifying, but I promise you, it holds the seeds to love and compassion. So let's get started and dive deeper to better understand and feel this energy and its transformational path. At the shadow, it is turbulence. When we hear the name turbulence, we think about being on an airplane and all of a sudden there's turbulence. And then we hear the captain of the plane calmly tell everyone, "Ladies and gentlemen, please put on your seatbelt." Well, at the 36th shadow, it's the same. You have to put on your seatbelt and even your life jacket because turbulence could be physical, mental, and emotional. And typically it's all three. When we watch the news and hear the media, this is pretty much all we hear and see. The turbulence, the collective shadow field. War, conflict, death, violence, blame, guilt, victimization. When we look at our beautiful planet, it's so peaceful, so magical, so divine. But then when we enter the human body, there's so much suffering. This is why the dilemma of the 36th shadow is overwhelm. Some people are so overwhelmed being in a human body. It can be intense. This is what happens at the shadow frequency rooted in fear. We become overwhelmed by the life. Your mind becomes overwhelmed. Your emotions become overwhelmed, and your physical body becomes overwhelmed. The shadow is nothing but overwhelm. No one escapes this shadow. It's embedded deep within all of us, within our genos. If you have this energy in a prominent location in your energetic signature, then you're here for an adventure. You're here to meet suffering on a very deep level. But don't be afraid. It is filled with love and compassion. It is here to crack you open. I personally don't have this frequency in my energetic signature, but I've met this frequency in it out of the life through work, through family, through friends, and we've all met this energy since 2021 collectively. The 36th shadow frequency invokes the fear of suffering. This fear of suffering is what is overwhelming. Instead of being a victim to the suffering, to the overwhelm, to the emotional turbulence, we can understand it as a necessary part of the journey that's meant to break us open. Imagine understanding and knowing this deep wisdom as a teenager as they go through a lot of emotional turbulence. At some point of the life, you will be invited to support another being going through emotional turbulence, the darkening of the light, as they go through intense emotional suffering. We all meet this frequency in ourselves or in the other. This is where the 36th I Ching is designed to shine and thrive. When the light darkens in another, we're meant to light up. However, at the shadow frequency, most hearts do one thing. They close down as the turbulence increases. This is a shadow response, a learned response. We repress, cave in, shut down, react in rage and blame. At the shadow frequency, the name says it all, emotional turbulence. It's a vision of the life with pessimism, always a victim, always struggling, always overwhelmed by the life. It is driven by a deep, unconscious, ancestral fear. It's very heavy. The 36th gift, the way to transform this shadow, humanity. Suffering by design is meant for one reason, to crack us open, to shatter the pattern that keeps us apart from one another, from separation. We have seen that at the shadow frequency, turbulence overwhelms us, and we enter the collective state of shock, where our heart and feelings shut down. It's a learned genetic response to either freeze or explode when you feel overwhelmed. The 36th gift doesn't freeze, doesn't explode, doesn't shut down. It stays open. What a gift. What a mastery. This is the door to transcendence. When someone or something completely threatens to overwhelm you, you stay open. Your heart might jump for a few moments. You take a deep breath into the chest and meet the experience right in the eye with an open heart and allow the turbulence all the way in. Yes, it will shake you up, emotionally, physically, and mentally, but you stay with the process. Above all, don't shut down. The 36th gift is a roller coaster, but with an open heart, it is not possible to be overwhelmed. I'm going to say it again. With an open heart, it is not possible to be overwhelmed. Your heart can open infinitely to accommodate anything and everything. Only the mind can be overwhelmed. Only the emotions can be overwhelmed. Your essence, your soul, your higher self at the higher frequencies will never be overwhelmed by the life. As you settle into higher frequencies, other things begin to happen. Every shadow has a gift. Grace starts showing itself. Your openness has a healing power on others around you. They begin to open. They begin to share their deepest fears and let go and heal. The greatest challenge that we all face is dying. The pain and the process that comes with it. Yet what does it do for us? It makes us human. It brings us to our humanity. It shows us what's important in the life, what's essential and what is vital. It sharpens our senses. It opens us up to the wonder and possibility of transcendence. We awaken to how special it is to be in one of these bodies, to experience being human, to be transformed in the fire of suffering, to stay open, to embrace our humanity, to trust and surrender. To be human is to forgive yourself. Even if your heart closes down for a moment or two, forgive yourself, forgive the other. And then gently open up your heart back from the dead and do this over and over and over again. The gift of humanity is the courage to be vulnerable and exposed and then discover the grace that nothing can wound you. Nothing can wound a healed heart. The 36th city, the highest frequency, compassion. It's a natural emanation of a pure human. Compassion is the divine embodied in humanity. Compassion is the seed that exists in turbulence. This is where humanity and the divine become one. All the suffering, all the overwhelm, this is the prize, compassion. What does it mean to be compassionate? We think of it as a motherly tenderness, which is one of its qualities, yet it's more. Compassion is a mirroring of your whole true nature. It's an energetic truth that rushes through your being. When you meet it in another, when you meet compassion, you are meeting God in a human being. When you look in the eyes of compassion, you will see the only force in the universe with no agenda. You will never forget it. I empower you this week to create space, get to higher awareness, notice your thoughts, feel all the sensations fully that come up in the body. This week we might meet emotional turbulence. Feel it fully, honor your human, try not to react. If you do, it's okay. Forgive yourself and the other. Be compassionate and slowly open your heart back up. Be blessed.